Good morning. It's Monday, October 27, 2025. INEC's continuous voter registration is still ongoing. Use the opportunity to register to vote. On the news this morning, Governor Fubara to fix schools, roads in Onelga and vows to sustain peace. Reactions trails sack of service chiefs. Eche community celebrates free connection to national grid. IPOB leaders special council collapses in detention, and Dangote refinery to expand production capacity. Details of these and more after this break. You're welcome back. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. Now, relief is coming the way of students in public schools in Oba Ebemandoni local government area. This is because the River State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has promised to renovate schools and rehabilitate internal roads in Akaboka community. He made the promise during a reception organized in honor of Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu at Government Secondary School, Akaboka. The governor says the Ministry of Education will begin an immediate assessment of the school's needs.
So let me, on behalf of the government, apologize to my deputy. The apology is because he said people were mocking her. The people that are mocking you should realize that 2 years was 2 years of trouble. I don't think that 2 years, even you slept with your 2 eyes closed. If you're sleeping, but now that we have peace, I can assure you, the issue of the internal road will be addressed. The situation of your school, we're going to look into it.
He also assured the people that the peace currently enjoyed in the state will continue to attract development.
Some 2 years ago, if we had come for this event, there are some persons that will not be here, but today they are here. Means there is a positive step and there is sign that truly peace has returned to River State. So I want to thank everyone, but especially my Oga, the Honorable Minister. I want to thank him because he was instrumental. So we appreciate that and we're not taking it. So let me assure everyone that we are committed to this peace and that will make sure everything that needs to be done and maintained so that development will come to all parts of River State.
Earlier, Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu hailed Governor Fubara, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, former Governor Peter Odili, Felix Obua, and Desmond Akawo for their roles in her emergence as Deputy Governor. She assured Governor Fubara of total support from her people.
People's governor, the icon of peace, a man of grace, a man who talks less and acts more, a man who says yes and is yes, and I will stand by him no matter what. And all of you can attest that I stood by him through thick and thin. You know, sometimes it can be heartbreaking when people mock you and when people laugh at you. Some people were laughing that you people said Deputy Governor is your sister. 2 years has passed. She has brought nothing to Akaboka.
Our correspondent reports that guests witnessed a 21 cannon salute and a display from Ebukele, a traditional performance that appears only once in a decade. Several dignitaries attended the event, including the President General of Ohanese Ndibo, Senator John Mbata, and Onelga Chairman Shadrach Obugu. And now, the rising cost of rent, high agent fees, and other charges in Port Harcourt and neighboring areas is becoming a worry for many residents, including national leader of the Rivers grassroots movement, Sobomabo Jack Rich. As such, he wants the River State House of Assembly to urgently review the River State Landlord and Tenants Law of 1991. According to Jack Rich, this will help curb what he calls exploitative practices by landlords and some real estate agents. He gave this indication at a stakeholders meeting via the group's national spokesman, Kelly Rufus.
We call on the River State House of Assembly to regulate unreasonable agent fees and sundry charges and create mechanisms that protect tenants from arbitrary and prerogative increases, while also ensuring that legitimate property owners continue to receive fair value for their assets. We therefore urge legislators to engage stakeholders and community leaders in crafting amendments that are enforceable, responsive to the prevailing economic realities faced by Rivers people.
Jack Rich also praised Governor Siminalayi Fubara for revoking the 134 billion naira state secretariat renovation contract awarded during the emergency rule. Also, he commended the governor for approving the payment of 8 months' salary arrears owed to newly hired health workers under the River State Hospitals Management Board. Meanwhile, the Emoha chapter leader of the Rivers grassroots movement, Charlie Igwe, and other stakeholders appealed to residents to get their permanent voter cards ahead of the 2027 elections.
All that you are portraying is good governance, and that good governance will come to the ballot. And in as much as we don't have this voters card, we are giving people room to continue with the bad governance because they will leave us. The leadership, I will ask you to do something more in the area of sensitization on this voters registration. Encourage people in the name of RGF that they should go for voters registration.
If you look around the state, you hardly find a movement like this. So I advise all of us to make a sacrifice and a commitment, and very soon we all benefit.
You and I, we are here to labor, to work, to bring good governance to this state. And it is mandatory for each and every one of us to go back to our local governments. Our national leader is doing a wonderful job, and I want us to support him.
Now let's now go to Eche local government area, where stakeholders in Okehi clan, Eche local government area, are celebrating the reconnection of their communities to the national electricity grid. At the flag off of the Okehi clan electricity reconnection project, an initiative of the council chairman Chima Boniface Njoko, they described the move as a major development that will boost both economic and social activities. They also pledged for support and promised to protect the facilities from vandalism and sabotage.
This crowd here are witness that you have started what you told me in the secret. Mr. Chairman, I want to assure you that the Okehi people, we will support you. We will protect this project you are bringing in our place. We will take this project like our own.
Thank you for remembering elders. You will not die young. God will provide for you. The only person who is a politician is a person who can identify the needs of his people and he will give them their needs. You have identified that in the Eche need rock and you have given us light. You will give us roads. We will collectively, Eche, support administration.
Speaking at the event, Chairman Chima Njoko reaffirmed his commitment to providing projects and programs that will improve the lives of Eche people. He says efforts are underway to fix poor infrastructure across the area and caution residents against tampering with the electricity project.
If I say, let me share this money, it will not go round. I say, how can they feel this impact of governance? It's by giving them light. With light, there is hope. This project, I want to cite, it's not a promise of Facebook. It's a reality that will manifest by the special grace of God before 1st of December. Ward 11, okay, if there's any founder, I will not come back. Config a team that will watch over this because it's their money. Under my administration, I will pay the NEPA bill of a chain.
Now, the chairman appreciated Eche, political leaders and stakeholders for their unity and support for the initiative tagged Operation Light Up the 19 wards of Eche. APC leader in Eche, Ifechukwu Muzi, who chaired the event, commended the chairman for marking his first 100 days in office with a project that directly benefits the people.
If you don't have money, go and borrow money and give Eche people what they want. I am happy with your fight and struggle, your tenacity over land grabbing in the land. I'm happy with that. Anywhere they're inviting you, call me. If I have the chance, I will join you. Go ahead.
Our correspondent reports that an ad hoc committee has also been inaugurated to help resolve traditional stool disputes within Okehi clan in line with Eche customs and traditions. We're not done in Eche, but this time let's tell you that the leadership of Okreka Plantation community in Eche local government area says it has issued a final warning and pre-action notice to people it describes as illegal tenants occupying part of its ancestral land. A statement signed by Omoniamina Inuwari Marcus, who identifies as the leader of the non-violent group of Okreka Plantation community, claims that areas stretching from Market Road and Ukube Wanji to the Old Catholic Church and down to the Expressway are currently occupied by people without lawful right. He insists that their continued stay violates a Supreme Court judgment. According to him, a Court of Appeal ruling being referenced by the contenders, the Elechi family and the Umualia people, cannot overturn a final judgment of the Supreme Court. The statement strongly advises those alleged to be on the land illegally to remain within what they refer to as their own boundaries, saying the Supreme Court already defined the expanse belonging to the Okreka Plantation community in the 1962 judgment. Both the Umualia people in Oyibo and Okreka Plantation community in Umwebele, Iche, have continued to lay claim to the disputed land, with each side citing court rulings in their favor. In neighboring Omoma, the Eze Eberi Ugo, the ninth of ancient Eberi Omoma kingdom and first-class king of Omoma, His Majesty King Barrister Onyekachi Amonwu, has cautioned his people to stay away from hard drugs, saying nothing good ever comes from it. Now, he gave this warning during the launch of a campaign to warn his people about the dangers and legal consequences of drug abuse. The sensitization lectures held at his palace in Eberi were delivered by the NDLEA State Commander Ahmed Mahmouda and the DC Operations Obedike Kennedy. The NDLEA commander thanked Eze Amoma for the initiative and spoke on the dangers of drug abuse and the penalties under the law. He also praised the monarch for building a drug law enforcement agency office in Omoma, just as he had done for the civil defense, and urged residents to support effort to keep the area drug-free. In a speech, Eze Omoma also revealed that he is renovating the DSS quarters in Eberi, which has already been fenced. The event was attended by traditional rulers, youth, the CDC, Okada riders, and other groups across Omoma. Dignitaries at the event pledged to work together to make Omoma completely drug-free. Time to talk politics. The National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Felix Morka, says it is ridiculous to believe his party is behind the eternal crisis in the PDP. He told Nigeria Info FM's Onyekachi Nwosu that defectors are only trying to secure their political future or are attracted by APC policies.
Those who are coming in are seeing that not only is APC offering a stable political platform, at least you know for sure that if you are running for office, your nomination will be signed by undisputed, officers of the party. Whereas in the PDP, for example, many of those who plan to run election in 2027 are not even sure that the party will be able to actually, nominate them, legally speaking, to run. Because the party is still struggling with the identity of its national secretary or its national chairman.
Also, the APC spokesperson dismissed claims that governors were induced or threatened to defect.
What kind of carrot are you going to dangle in the presence of the governor of Delta State to make him decide to leave his party? What threat how are you going to threaten him? I mean, we must at least take a step back and even give the benefit of the doubt that this governor may have a reason he's leaving. First-time governor who is hoping to run the second term. So what fear does he have about, people say, sins are forgiven. What sins are forgiven?
Suddenly, President Tinubu made a sweeping change in Nigeria's military architecture, appointing new service chiefs. And the ADC says although the president has the power to make the decision, Nigerians deserve clarity, especially after recent coup rumors. Still talking replacements of service chiefs, a retired naval officer, Commodore Promise Dapper, argues that the appointment of service chiefs in Nigeria has become politicized and ethnic-based. Now, he says He says this has forced many well-trained officers into premature retirement.
Between 2001 to currently, if you add the people that will go in this change now, over 700 officers into premature retirement. Now you have 39 course, 48 course. Now the Chief of Army Staff came from 48 course, Air Force is from 41. And if they use Air Force as benchmark, that means members of 39 course and 48 course will be forced into premature retirement, having served 32 and 31 years. So why would the military become the scapegoat in this political game? People that are putting their life at stake for the nation, do they deserve to be thrown into premature retirement like that?
According to him, the trend creates job insecurity for senior military personnel, insisting that insecurity persists because professionalism is not prioritized in military appointment.
That's why this battle, this insecurity has lingered and will linger. I tell anybody to linger as long as their primary purpose of appointing service chief is so they don't look for excellence. Excellence is not the issue. If not, this is happening in Northeast. There are people that have capacity. You put them there within 6 months, 1 year, they can stamp out the rubbish. They have the pedigree. We in the service, we know them.
Commodore Dapper further commented on the rumored coup, which the military has already debunked.
Because if there was coup, for instance, and you want to change the system, the Chief of Army Staff will be the first casualty. The army officers that are responsible for the coup are primarily under him. So if you are changing the system because of coup, the Chief of Army Staff should have been the first casualty. He shouldn't have been elevated. So you cannot say there is coup and the army is a prime suspect, then you are elevating the man that is presiding over the army to the highest position in the service. So
we'll go on a short break right now.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back. Now, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, says the border Bonny Road in Rivers State will be open for public use by the end of November, with full completion and commissioning expected in December. Umahi gave the directive while inspecting federal road projects across the south, south, and southeast, including the 37.9-kilometer border Bonny Road being handled by Julius Berger. He explained that the project, which started in 2017, has gone through multiple cost reviews, rising from 120 billion naira to 199 billion naira and now 280 billion naira, following President Bola Tinubu's approval to ensure its completion. And now the National Assembly has approved the creation of a new state in the Southeast. The Joint Constitutional Review Committee of both chambers unanimously agreed to the new state during its retreat in Lagos. The Southeast currently has the least number of states in the country, 5. Special counsel to IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu Aloy Ejimako has collapsed in Kuje prison. A fellow lawyer, Maxwell Opara, revealed that he was rushed to the Kuje Medical Center where he is receiving treatment. Ejimako was detained after flouting a court order during the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. Even though the court granted him bail, the magistrate reportedly refused to sign the release papers. Away from that, cloudy conditions are expected across the southern region on Monday morning, with isolated thunderstorms and light rain likely in parts of Rivers, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom states. NIMET says those rains will intensify later in the afternoon and evening, spreading to more southern states, including Rivers, Delta, Bayelsa, Lagos, and others. The agency also warns of possible flooding in parts of Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River State, and wants local authorities to activate emergency response measures. On Tuesday and Wednesday, cloudy skies and moderate rainfall are also expected across the south, particularly in Rivers and Akwa Ibom. NIMET is advising residents to stay alert, motorists to be cautious on wet roads, and people with respiratory conditions to limit outdoor exposure due to dust particles circulating in the northern region. And now in business. Africa is on the way to an energy-secure future, and that's because the 650,000 barrels per day Dangote refinery is doubling its production capacity. Billionaire industrialist Aliko Dangote announced the expansion at a press briefing in Lagos on Sunday, with a 3-year completion timeline.
We're expanding the Dangote refinery from our 650,000 barrels per day to 1.4 million barrels per day. This will make it the largest refinery in the world. We will require over 65,000 workers during construction. This expansion reflects our confidence in Nigeria's future, our belief in Africa's potential, and our commitment to building energy independence for our continent.
The expansion would lead to the production of new products. Dangote also disclosed the public listing of the refinery on the Nigerian exchange.
Within the next year, we plan to actually list the Dangote refinery and petrochemicals complex shares on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, which is NGX. And that is a step towards broader ownership and market transparency.
Meanwhile, the central bank says Nigeria's removal from the FATF grey list is a big boost for investor confidence and international transactions. The CBN believes that the listing will reduce financial risks and support economic growth. On the international scene, former Ivory Coast Commerce Minister Jean-Louis Billon is conceding defeat to Alassane Ouattara in the country's presidential election. Billon says early partial results already put the 83-year-old president ahead nationwide, and he has congratulated him on the victory. Now, he was one of 4 opposition candidates challenging Ouattara, who is seeking a 4th term in office. Billon also failed to secure the backing of the main opposition PDCI, led by Tijani Thiam, the former Credit Suisse chief who was excluded from the ballot. Now we move straight to sports. Real Madrid are back on top in El Clasico bragging rights. Kylian Mbappe and Jude Bellingham scored as Madrid beat Barcelona 2-1 at the Bernabeu, ending a run of 4 straight defeats against their rivals. Mbappe put Madrid ahead but later missed a penalty, while Barca's Fermin Lopez briefly pulled them level. Now, Bellingham then grabbed what turned out to be the winner before halftime. stretching Madrid's lead at the top of La Liga. The Sports Gang will be here after the business news at 7 a.m. to bring you more sports stories. Well, that's the news, but just before we go, here are the headlines once again. You heard Governor Fubara promise to fix schools and roads in Onelga, plus voting to sustain peace. And we also brought you the views of a retired military official who says the appointment of service chiefs is not ethnic-based. We reported about the Aniche community celebrating reconnection to National Grid. And we told you that the special counsel to IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu collapsed in detention. The news was edited by Ufoma Ebamana. To reach the news team, send an SMS on WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.